Today we are going to talk about what the requirements are if you are going to fly on an airplane starting on May 7th of 2025. We're also going to talk about the UK-ETA, some updates I think you should be aware of. And Canada also has an ETA. How do you know if you need it? I'm going to go through all of this in today's video, so let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and today is Saturday. It is April 5th of 2025, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please click on that subscribe button, and if you appreciate my updates, please give this video a thumbs up. Thanks so much. Let's start at the top and go over a little bit of what we see so much in the media. Everyone is talking about the requirement that the TSA is going to have if you're going to fly on an airplane starting on May 7th of 2025. In so many headlines, I see that they say you're going to need an enhanced driver's license. Well, the enhanced driver's license is not the only part of that. There are several other forms of ID that you can have, but and so I'm going to tell you what those are. But also, I want you to know that that enhanced driver's license is only offered by 5 different states. Minnesota, Michigan, New York, Vermont, and Washington State are the only states that do that enhanced driver's license. But most other states do what is called a Real ID driver's license, and if you don't know if your state is doing that, you check with like on the website for your state's driver's license webpage, and it will tell you. Here we live in Utah, and ours does. It has a star up in the corner that indicates it's a Real ID, and so that is also valid to meet that requirement starting on May 7th. I think that's a very important distinction because, like I said, only 5 states do the enhanced driver's license. So as long as you've got that Real ID driver's license, you're going to be set. What if you don't have a Real ID driver's license, though, or you don't have that enhanced driver's license? On the TSA's website, if you would like to verify what I tell you, or you want to go look there as well, they have a list of what you can supply as your identification that will meet the requirements. So you can show your U.S. passport, your passport card, if you have a Department of Homeland Security Trusted Traveler card. So think of like your Global Entry, Nexus, Sentry, or FAST. The U.S. Department of Defense ID is going to work, a permanent resident card, border crossing card, an acceptable photo ID issued by federally recognized tribal nation / Indian tribe, including enhanced tribal cards. You can have an HSPD 12 PIV card, foreign government issued passport, a Canadian provincial driver's license or Indian and Northern Affairs Canada card, a transportation worker identification credential, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Employment Authorization card, U.S. Merchant Mariner credential, or a veteran's health identification card. Those are things that you can also give when you go to supply your ID to board a flight here in the United States. So I wanted to bring you up to date on that because I hear so much talk about it, and it sounds like it's going to be really hard to have the ID that you need to get on a flight starting on May 7th, but it's really not. I think that most of us would have one of these things, and that Real ID driver's license, I think, makes all the difference. A really important thing to note, as I was reading on the TSA website, as far as children goes, it says the TSA does not require children under 18 to provide identification when traveling within the U.S. Contact the airline for questions regarding specific ID requirements for travelers under 18. And so if you are traveling with children who are under the age of 18 in the United States, make sure that you check with the airline and see what they tell you need to have, because I wouldn't just show up at the airport with nothing for children under the age of 18. I would make sure that I had spoken with the airlines, checked what their requirements say, and move forward with that, okay? And you know what? Let me know in the comments, do you already have your Real ID driver's license or your enhanced driver's license? Your passport? Is anybody worried about this? Are we all good to go? Let me know. Next up, let's talk about what's going on with Canada. So Canada actually has a website that says UK-ETA. They've actually had it for quite some time now, but I've been asked about the requirements to fly into Canada a little bit more frequently lately, so I thought it would be important for us to have this discussion here. So I'm having Gordon add the link in the box below this video. Just click on show more and it'll drop down, and he'll have the link there to the website website that you go to if you are going to be going to Canada. They have this really cool question and answer thing that you go through. You click to see if you need one. And then you go through and it asks you questions like it asked what form of ID I'm going to be traveling with. So I put a passport. It asked what country I'm from, put United States. Then it asked why I'm visiting, and I selected tourist because that's what I'm going to be, as a tourist. And then it went through and said you don't need one, use your passport and you're good to go. So, but you can select any country in the world, reasons you're traveling, what kind of ID you're going to be traveling with, and it will let you know if you need one. So I think that's really handy. Just go ahead and do that before you go to Canada and you'll know that you're good to go. Alrighty, next up, let's talk about the UK-ETA a little bit. We have talked about them quite a bit because at the beginning of January it became the rule that if you were going to go to the United Kingdom, anywhere there, you were going to need to have an ETA. And they have rolled it out according to what country you're from. So the United States, along with some other countries, that requirement kicked in at the beginning of January. So many people were unprepared who were just going to be landing at the airport and switching planes and then leaving to go to another destination that the UK actually extended the deadline for that. And I've looked at their website, couldn't find it right off. I don't know if I'm just missing something. So if you are going to be going, like flying through Heathrow, flying through Manchester, any of the other airports, make sure that you get that ETA. I think that's really important. The other thing that I want to make sure that everybody knows with that is the cost for it is going to go up. And that day is creeping closer and closer. So this Wednesday on April 9th, the cost is going to go from 10 British pounds to get that to 16 British pounds. So as of today, 10 British pounds in US dollars is $12.89, and that same 16 pounds that it's going to be going to on Wednesday to get it will go to $20.62 US. And so if you know that you're going to go, you may as well go ahead and get your UK-ETA now. I still don't have my passport yet, as I let you know in my video yesterday, but Gordon's going to go ahead and get his, and we will share a video with you on how to do that. Just kind of a step-by-step thing to go through on doing that. So keep an eye out for that video, but I wanted to make sure that everybody is really clear that you need to have that if you are going to visit the UK. And like I said, even if you're going to fly through, that's a requirement. I wouldn't put it off if it were me. If you know you're going to go, get it. It's good for 2 years, and if you have to renew your passport, then you have to get a new one. And so if it's going to be, if you have to get a new passport before you go, don't bother getting one now. Okay, wait until you get that new passport and then do it, and it will be good for 2 years. Let me know what questions you've got about this in the comments. I will add that ETIAS, the travel authorization to travel to the European Union that we've seen so much about. I did a video about it a couple of weeks ago. The requirement for that has been extended until late in 2026 is what their website says. So we've got a long time still to think about that and talk about it, but we don't need to worry about it for now. But I'll let you know anytime there are any updates on that as well. So thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Add anything you think we should know in the comments, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.